Es day in the life, migo. I'm gonna show you exactly what I do at a $5-6 million business. Not all sunshine and rainbows. I do get out, I do get wet, I do get dirty, get my hands dirty. I'm working on the field all the time. Just kidding. I'm gonna show you everything we're doing from a day-to-day basis. I'm gonna take you all the job sites. This is an official day in the life 2026 edition. Let's go. First, gotta hop out the Bentley, obviously. The Cybertruck, the most hated truck on the planet. Put the sun hat on, be able to see. Phone in the back pocket. And now this is job site number 1. The homeowner doesn't want me to say it, but it's over $1 million. We've been here for 1 year. I'm gonna show you exactly what we're doing. We have about 1 week left on this project and we're done. Finishing touches, all the little details. The next thing we're waiting on is granite countertop to be installed tomorrow. To purchase the granite countertop, it was $20,000. Labor, I'm not sure yet. I haven't found out, but it is a monster. This is one of the biggest projects we've done. Don't pay attention to this. This wasn't me. The homeowner hired a gardener, and this is what the gardener did. Unbelievable. This is why I say don't mow lawns, because who would do this? Look at this. Pavers were installed. We still put the plastic down. This is one of the things that we always do, and I refuse to pull the plastic off until I'm done with the project. You see the driveway even has plastic. The reason I do that is after we're done, I'm gonna take the plastic off, give it one thorough wash, clean everything, and then after that, take pictures, and then it's the homeowner's problem, not my problem anymore. This is the project. We have a bunch of trees over there. We got ton of porcelain tiles. We have Teco block, and then obviously the monstrosity that it is right here. This is our $250,000-$300,000 pergola outdoor living space. It's pretty sick. But let's go to the back side. I'll show you what we're doing, the finishing touches. So anyway, this is our big outdoor kitchen. It matches the top of the roof, which is good. It's fine. But this has all the appliances. We got pizza oven, barbecue, burner. We have 2 fridges, a dishwasher, 2 sinks, countertop, waterfall, fan. We have heaters. We have a big ass TV. We have speakers, lights. We got a whole bunch of stuff here. So all in all, pretty sweet. Come around this way, you'll see some more stuff. One of the problems we had is all the fascia on this side was very wavy. So we had to remove it and put new fascia down. Now we got to repaint it, so it's fine. And over here, the boys are doing a bathroom. If you look over here, this is gonna be a big mirror. Look at this. This is the problem, look at this. So this was sealed, everything is fine, but you see how dirty the pavers get? So these are Teco block pavers. They're nice, they're very good pavers, but it's a light color, so you have to make sure to protect them. This is why we put plastic down. And yes, these will come out because the pavers were sealed twice. However, it's just an unnecessary thing that we have to clean. Like, someone's gonna have to put some elbow grease with soap and water and just like scrub and dub. Areas where there's plastic, it's not gonna be dirty. Prove my point. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, we still got a little cleaning to do, but it's better than if there was nothing. Most of the time when people see a pergola like this or a structure, they're like, oh, maybe like 100,000. No, this thing is extremely expensive. $75,000 with the footings alone. The sewer line was another $30,000. About $100,000 of this cost is in the ground, invisible. You will never see it. And that's the beauty of engineering, I guess. However, if there is an earthquake or some kind of catastrophic event, this thing will be fine. The house will come down. I promise you that. Even the freaking inspector was like, geez, this thing's built better than the house. I said, yeah. Welcome to 2026, baby. I understand though, because the engineer, what does he care if it costs the homeowner an extra $100,000 to do this pergola? He doesn't care. What does it matter to him? He just needs to make sure that this structure does not come down under any circumstances and it stays the way it is. With the footings and the amount of rebar we put in there, this thing ain't going nowhere. Job site 1 finished up. Now we're heading to job site 2, which is down the street. I really like to keep all my sites close to each other. I know some of you guys like to drive 3 hours each way and you're like, I'll take any job. I'm not like that. I won't take any job. I like to keep everything very close to the office. That way you're just in a circle. But today we're gonna go really far to Half Moon Bay, and I'll show you why when we get there. But that one is worth it because it's a quick job, it's an easy job, and it's for a guy I really like and know well, and it's really easy to work with him. But now we're gonna go to a $270,000 job, and then we'll do a quick little tour and we'll bounce to the next one. This is a job that is pretty much in the middle of the woods, and it is nice location, ton of oak trees, ton of plants. But the only thing that I see that's problematic with this property for living here are the bugs, mosquitoes. The more shade you have on this property, the more bugs you're gonna have. Here, we did a big retaining wall, and the reason we did this is to level out this entire yard, because this yard is very unusable because you're on a hill. So right now, this is the level. So where I'm standing, all the pavers are gonna go here, and there's gonna be a big planter here. So this wall is very necessary to make sure this yard is usable, because right now it's unusable. As you see, we're on a complete slope. Very key feature. Extremely expensive for this wall, but totally necessary. We had to, you see that white wall right there? That white one right there? That was the old wall. So we had to raise this, put cinder blocks, put rebar, fill it with concrete. Now this whole thing can be level, planter here, and then we had to make these big ass steps. The wall looks really good. And all we have to do is come in, we're gonna grade everything, get all the dirt level, clean all this garbage up, get all this shit out of here, and then fix the slope here. Make sure this slope is, you know, put the dirt up against the wall so it looks like a small little wall, and then we'll be good to go. And then we're gonna leave for 2 months and we'll be back. Okay, and come over here. This is the problem with having so many freaking subcontractors here. We have a stucco guy and all this stuff. That's why we're gonna do this. We're gonna level it out, and then we're gonna dip, and then we're gonna come back when the stucco guys are gone, the electrician's gone, plumber's gone, all the people are gone, and then we're gonna finish the job. Because what I have to do is remove this entire driveway going down. All the driveway has to go away, but we can't do that until the dumpster's gone, this equipment's gone, all this random shit is gone. So this is the second crew lead that we come in here. I do have 2 managers, but just for the sake of day in the life, I'm gonna make a stop at every single job site to touch base and see what's going on, and then that's it. But typically I come here maybe once a day, once every other day. If the job's really close to my house and there's a lot of activity going on and I need to be there, I'll go every day, sometimes twice a day. Hey, whatever it takes. Hey, that's life. So no big deal.
They need to know where not to dig.
People overthink stuff so much, it's crazy. Okay, no problem. Yeah, we'll do that.
If I want to connect a gas grill to electricity, what is my best option here?
Well, the electrician would have to run a line, but it's easy to do because it's right near your house. I mean, I really like handling all this stuff in person. It's just so much easier because there is a lot of miscommunication that happens when it comes to explaining things over the phone. And oftentimes homeowners, they're too concerned about stuff. Like, they look into things way too deeply, and if they were just to like relax and calm down, it's not that serious. Like the shed thing, what I would have done is build the shed after the entire construction is done. We're done with the landscaping, we're finished, we're done, and then the shed is ordered, and then the shed is installed. That way they can't, like, no HOA, no city can tell you, hey, you can't build the shed. And if they do, deal with it separately. That's what I would do. And this is one of my longest drives. It's about 30 minutes, but it's in a really good area and it's a driveway. All right, so this project, it was awarded to me by a designer. I met with her and she liked what we were doing. She liked the Instagram. She liked all that stuff. So she said, I have this driveway to do. And I said, perfect. This is the entire driveway, and we have the big dog here. We have a Caterpillar with a jackhammer option. This thing is looking pretty good and beefy, ready to demo this out. So this is gonna be a pain in the ass. Once an area is broken up, then it's a lot easier to get in here with that machine and just. So Randy just dropped it off. Gotta put it to work. This project is gonna take 3 weeks. This is a 1,600 square foot driveway, all Teco block, and it looks pretty nice. We just opened that job site, so the designer was there. She's telling me stuff. People look into things too far ahead. I know she's a designer, but like, we're just demoing a driveway. I don't need to know every little detail about the pavers as of yet. It was too noisy, so I just wanted to come in there. Just get out of there. I need to leave. See you later. Adios, amigos. Typically, when opening up a new job, the manager has to stay there much longer because there's a lot of things that they need to work out. Now we're going to the famous job site of all, Puma, Martin, and Julio. Let's see what kind of funny stuff they got going on there. Here we are at the most famous landscaping job site. Well, the most famous landscaping crew, I should say. Look at the signs. So we have these poles here. This is for the trellis. We got all the plants mulched, dialed in. And now, I believe we should have stucco guys here, which we don't yet. Our lights, our little string lights, bistro lights. The grass is all good, I think. We just have to put a little bit of filler in and we'll be good to go. Peach tree, lemon tree, orange tree, whatever that is. But this one's very simple. So we're gonna go and tour this place. Come on. This was the whole drama with the HOA. This is why living in an HOA is the worst. We're installing a trellis and the trellis goes from there to here, and these are vines, so these are gonna grow up the trellis. And then over here is another trellis right here. So these vines are gonna grow up the trellis. Another drama we had was this shed. This shed is too tall and it's too big. This shed was very expensive. It was like $3,500 to purchase the shed. And the boys spent most of the time on labor, about $1,500 on staining the shed. You have to stain this entire thing. So because it's too tall, I would suggest to cut it. Take this part off and then cut here. Cut about a foot off all the way around, and then that would be it. Other than that, this project turned out to be very nice. Super cool, clean cut. We got our bark here, we got lights here, we have a little bit of plants. So it's a nice area to come in the back, a little dinner table, open that door, come hang out, chill, enjoy a nice little view, eat outside. So this place is actually very usable and super nice, so that's good. But other than that, Martin, tell the people on YouTube, what was your favorite part about this project? What was good?
When we all done, when we start to clean up.
That is the best part, when they're done and we leave. So the next job is going to be a little bit bigger than this one.
Nice.
And I know a lot of you guys see on YouTube or Instagram funny videos that the boys do, but when we came here, this was just dirt. They put the pavers in, they put the turf in, they put all the plants, retaining wall. Obviously the stucco was done by a stucco guy, but this is the first coat, plantings, all that, all this was all done by them. So can we finish this job faster if we didn't make videos? Yes, probably another 3 days faster, but that's the cost of being famous, I guess. We came here. I just got done talking to this homeowner. This is a previous client we did 5 years ago and then 2 years ago. 5 years ago, we finished this driveway. 2 years ago, we did this fencing all the way around. And he had actually a lot of work, to be honest. He wants a pathway all the way down there, make this whole area nice and landscaped, put a bunch of plants, and then do staining and painting on the fence, which I don't really do. I don't mess with stain. I don't mess with paint. I have a painter. I always just send him out here, and the homeowner just deals with them directly. I don't want the less things I'm involved in, the more time I can focus on making money. I don't do stucco. I don't do plumbing. I don't do high voltage. I don't do staining. Staining is a pain in the ass. Anyway, we're doing one more stop, going to a big job, but first we're gonna grab a little lunch. Come on. We're gonna stop for a quick lunch and we're gonna get some food. There's very little places where you can go get good food. So I know this one restaurant and we're gonna go pull up there. This is a nice place, look at this. A lot of you have been here. Some of you come to the giveaways, some of you come to the events. We're gonna eat this little salad with a little protein action. Ben has French fries and a burger, and I got a little falafel to try it out. I don't know if I'm gonna like it, but this is better than eating McDonald's or Burger King with a Coca-Cola. You're gonna feel good after this food. We're gonna eat this and we're gonna go to the next job site. All right, so we got a little snack. Now drove an hour to this job site. It's way up in the hills. It's in Half Moon Bay. It's a beautiful property. We installed 30,000 square feet of grass, artificial turf, and 22,000 square feet of concrete, and we're doing a bunch of cleanup right now. So we're gonna see the whole project, and I'm gonna give you a whole rundown and a walkthrough of it. This place is beautiful. Very, very cool to get the opportunity to do this job. And first thing we gotta do is jump out and open this gate. And this is what 22,000 square feet of concrete looks like, and this is what 30,000 square feet of artificial turf looks like. 2 items, and that's it. This is why I really wanted this job, because it's very simple. Concrete, turf, concrete, turf, concrete, turf, concrete, turf. And then we took a loader and we graded this entire property. We got all the weeds down, compacted everything, got all the weeds down in this area. So now this place is looking very manicured, so to say, and it's looking pretty good. Now, this concrete was very, very difficult to pour because 2 trucks started this way, another truck started that way. So one was going here, one was going there, and they just went all in a circle. They finished this one up, and then they went all the way back and shot it down over there. The reason we stopped it there is because there's gonna be a gate that's gonna be installed, yada yada yada. So we cut it there, and we have to wait for the other section, which is fine with me. It's okay. This was already kind of stressful a little bit because it's such a big pour and nothing went wrong. Drainage is good, water's good. The broom finish in some spots is a little bit rough, but that's okay. It's gonna all wear out. The sun will make everything nice and even and level, and everything will cook, but no cracks. I haven't seen any cracks. This is the first time I'm walking this concrete, and I see bird poop. I see some broom marks, but I do not see any cracks. I do see a crack on the curb. Fortunately for us, we didn't do this curb, which is also great. Would I take a job like this again? Absolutely. Boys, this is one of the coolest jobs I've ever done because it's simple. Yeah, all those jobs where we do pergolas and outdoor kitchens, yeah, they're more usable, but this is a very good like square footage. You get volume. I'm like Walmart. This job's like Walmart. It's almost commercial. However, the square foot is incredibly high, so you can get more for the time you're here. Volume, baby. I'm Walmart. Kmart? No, thank you. Walmart. Let's go. If you're watching this and you're like, man, I want to come to your job sites, T. I want to figure out how to do big concrete jobs. I want to figure out how to do turf, pavers. I just want to see your operation. Guys, you got to remember, I've been doing this for 10 years. I started in 2016, and I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot through my mistakes. I've learned a lot from things I'm doing right, and I have classes and workshops so I can share that with you. Get your little butt from Alabama, get your little butt from Wisconsin, get your little butt from Nevada, California, wherever you are, and come visit my business. You can sit your butt in a seat and I'll show you how my entire business is mapped out from A to Z. So then you can go back home and save time. The whole point of this is for me to make money, of course, and for you to save time. If I can save you 2 years off of your learning curve, how much is that worth? I mean, to me, that's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, but we know you're not going to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to come learn from Big Boss T. Like that, I just give myself, I'm talking in third person. But anyway, the link is below. Come to the workshop, applewoodsalesworkshop.com. I think that's the website. If not, it'll be listed on the screen. There's going to be a link below. And come visit me, come hang out with me. It's summer. A lot of you have been procrastinating. You're like, oh, I'm going to wait till summer. I'm going to figure it out then. No, you're not. You're a fucking idiot. You're not going to wait till summer. You should be doing everything January, February, March, December. But no, what you do is wait till summer. When summer comes around, little Johnny's on his phone all the time, running around, chasing his head, chasing his tail. Oh, Mrs. Jones. Oh, Mr. Anderson. Oh, no problem. I'll do this. I'll do this. And then there's never time to grow your business. So there's no more excuse. Pull up, learn, get in a seat. I'm doing it once a month, July, August, and that's it.